So I bring to you Michael Jones, Lottery Superintendent.
With most governments, before governments were strong enough to be able to coerce taxation, they had to rely on lotteries to raise money for the common good, for important things. Among other things, Benjamin Franklin organized a lottery in Philadelphia to buy cannon to protect it during the French and Indian War. He didn't have to do what Governor Quinn as lieutenant governor had to do, which was to sponsor legislation supported by our senator sitting here very nicely. Just convinced legislators. He had to convince Quakers to engage in a gambling operation called the lottery. So he did the next best thing. He took them all to a pub, got them drunk, they passed the bill, and we used the lottery to buy cannon for Philadelphia. Well, here I become the new old lottery director just over a month ago. And on my second day, the director of Veterans Affairs walks into my office, Erica Borggren, who you're going to hear from, and says, "What are we doing about this veterans cash game? It is a very important source of funds for veterans causes in the state of Illinois." And I said, "Well, you're talking to somebody who was an Army brat, who was an infantry officer, and whose daughter's first serious boyfriend is a two-tour veteran of Iraq and Afghanistan. So you got the right guy." So we are supporting this Veterans Cash game and our other specialty games for both historical reasons and also because it really is what a lottery is all about. So I'm very proud to be here today. I'd like to really thank first all of the volunteers who have come out on a cold morning to help us pack these cases. I'd like to thank Wayne Wagner from the American Legion who's helped us organize this thing, the senator for doing the job that he did to allow us to offer such a game. You'll hear from Erica Borggren, the director. She's been extremely supportive, and we're really looking forward to other games in the future for the same reason. Alison Ruble is here, who I just met. Told Alison my first USO visit was when I just got out of the Army on my way to Europe. I got donuts and coffee for free, and I thought, what a great organization, so I can't wait to support it going on. And again, as important as the volunteers, I'd like to thank all the people of the state of Illinois who went out and bought Veterans Cash tickets in the past and now and in the future. If you know anybody who hasn't bought a ticket, urge them to buy it for themselves, urge them to buy it as a gift for their friends and family who have been in the service, urge them to use it as a stocking stuffer, and urge them to drop it off at the veterans halls around the state because perhaps they can scratch and win both ways, both on the prize and also by the proceeds. So thank you very much.
Introduce to you now Director Erica Borggren.
Good morning. It's a joy to be here with all of you this morning as we participate in this gathering of packages that we'll send off overseas. I think it's a very powerful way to say to our troops, we haven't forgotten you and we're very grateful. And that's a message that we haven't forgotten, that we're grateful. That's really important and needs to be heard by our troops overseas today, all days really. When I was deployed to Iraq back in 2008, I would sometimes receive notes and packages from people I knew only peripherally, sometimes third or fourth hand even. And it was really a comfort in the midst of long weeks of working 7 days a week, sometimes 16 hours a day, and being vaguely aware in the back of my head that it was a holiday or a weekend back home. It was a comfort to know that folks back home were thinking of us overseas. I think that's even more the case for those who are serving in some of our smaller, more remote combat outposts overseas. Because as you can imagine, these combat outposts are pretty bleak places. They are tiny postage stamps of concertina-wired sandbag safe zones, and they have very few comforts to offer. And beyond that, life in a combat zone is sometimes referred to as Groundhog Day, because every day is just like the last one. I think that's a pretty accurate portrayal. And so when packages like these arrive with the message of appreciation and gratitude that they bring, it's really meaningful to those going through that Groundhog Day experience. So I'm grateful to be a part of this, to have the chance here to package up these gifts really to our troops today, and grateful for all the Illinoisans who have bought the Vets Cash Lotto ticket, which does so much to support directly the organizations that are in direct contact on so many of these issues of need that our veterans face. And not only did Illinoisans buy those tickets, they then took the time to send them back to the USO so we could partner with USO and American Legion and Illinois Lotto to make sure that they have the follow-on direct expression of thanks, that it's not just serving veterans here in Illinois, but this direct message overseas. I think it's a wonderfully powerful expression of our thanks in a very meaningful way, and I'm honored to be a part of it. And I just have to pitch, please help us to continue to spread the word on Vets Cash. The more we get this word out there, the more we can support our troops with it. Thanks very much.
I would like to bring Alison Ruble, President and COO of the USO of Illinois.
One of the key things that the USO strives to do is to bring the greater community together in support of our military community. And from something as simple as a scratch-off ticket to the volunteers that are here today, to the folks who with love dropped off their donations for the care packages. I can't think of a more impactful way to come together as a community and then to be here as a volunteer to put those items in a box with the same love that they were donated, sent overseas, is a wonderful gesture. We, as the USO, get the distinct honor of being the vehicle to deliver that message of support and love, and we don't take it for granted. It is the greatest job in the world for us. This truly is a gesture that we send overseas to those men and women who are serving in uniform away from their families during the holiday time, that we here care for them. They're not forgotten, and we lift their spirits in a very impactful way. So I thank you so much for all you do, and it is a pleasure again to be here today. Thank you.
Senator Mike Jacobs.
I'd just like to express my thanks for everyone for coming to help support our troops. The Veterans Cash Lottery Ticket Program has been a success in helping to raise money that benefit our troops and helping those that are currently abroad. These care packages will go an awful long way during the holiday season of providing our troops with a very small piece of home. Gum, sunscreen, snacks, movies, toothpaste may seem basic to you and me, but to our men and women overseas, these things are a luxury. These care packages going out to troops in Iraq and Afghanistan will be immensely meaningful to those serving overseas. Not only are they tangible expressions of our gratitude, but they ensure our troops stay connected to those here at home through phone cards, letters from loved ones who included in this care package.
You ready? Hold them up so they can see it.
All right.